Hello everybody, welcome. We are here for the 9 a.m. start of the Greenwood Classic, Cassville versus New Heights Christian. We do have a three-man crew today, which is great. We'd love to see that. Center ref on the field. New Heights had a tough loss against CJ on Thursday. Michael Peregrine, the leading scorer for the Cougars, was gone. Again, he's going to be gone today. Also, Max Enrider out of the lineup today, off at a cross-country meet. Liam Nelson had consecutive hat tricks for the Cougars against Fort Scott and Greenwood. He'll be playing up top to start today for the Cougars. Edgar Nito gets the start in the midfield, along with Ben Schumacher and Hudson Clevenger. Along the back, we have Brandon Schumacher. Let's see, Gavin Dole's over there, Justin Boney, and Nixon Meningus out on the right back, and Kason Hamlin on the right wing, and Bennett Thomas on the left wing for the Cougars. Rush Stewart in the goal today, wearing his signature mauve. Is that the right color? Eggplant, his signature eggplant. Plum? All right, we're going to go with plum. I like that. Cougars have the ball to start the game. They're going left to right. A little breeze coming out of the north. Cougars going north to south. All right, we're underway. Played back to the Schumacher brothers. Stolen by number 9 for Cassville. Challenge on the ball in the top of the box. Brandon Schumacher is able to win it, plays it forward. Number 5 for the Tigers, the Wildcats. Hugh Tao. Indirect kick. Was he offside or was that a dangerous play? Be a free kick for the Cougars. Ball played into the midfield. Nelson there to challenge. Number 20 for Cassville, Cade Williams, plays it out of play on the touchline. Throw in for the Cougars.
Let's go, Green. Come on. Come out strong and do it.
Throw in by Nelson to Thomas. Thomas in the box. Cuts it across to Hamlin. Hamlin takes the shot and goes wide of the frame. Deflected by the keeper. That's 0-0. Logan Wingo. Ben Schumacher over to take the corner kick for the Cougars. Schumacher low ball in, spinning across, deflected away. Schumacher sends it back in. Dangerous ball. Punched out by the keeper, Wingo. Hamlin sends it back in, and that's going to go out the end line for a goal kick for the Wildcats. Wingo plays it out of the back to number 24, Driscoll. Cut back into the middle to Harros. Harros. Nelson challenges for the ball. Schumacher comes in. Ben Schumacher is able to win it at the top. Over to Thomas. Thomas drops to Clevenger. Clevenger sends it back to Schumacher on the run to the corner, being defended by Hinson. Schumacher sends a backspinning ball all the way across. Nito tries to get a touch on it. Goes past. Number 2, Harros. Up ahead to Burgos. Driscoll keeps it, Rode keeps it in. What is it, Rowley? Rhodey keeps it in. Throw in by Meningus up to Hamlin. Stolen away by the Wildcats.
Good ball, Noah.
Boney is able to shield and win the ball off of number 3, Eberon. And that'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Clevenger there to take the throw. Throw into Nelson. Challenge for the ball with number 19, Blankenship. Driscoll sends it across. Won by Brandon up to Ben. Ben tries to play it through. Nelson checks back. Poked away by Harris. Into a run. Brandon Schumacher steps in the middle. Is able to win it over to Thomas on the far side. Hinson challenging. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw for the Wildcats. Cassville Wildcats into the middle. Ben Schumacher steals. Has some room in front. He plays it through to Nelson. And too heavy as Wingo steps up off of his line to secure it. Wingo out into the middle. Hamlin steals off of his shoulder. Takes the shot. And Wingo's there to make the save. Ball out of the back to Driscoll. Meningus steps up to challenge on Rode. And throw in for the Wildcats. Burgos into the middle. Ben Schumacher's able to steal. Over to Thomas. Thomas turns. Plays it wide to Schumacher. He hadn't continued the run. Stolen back by Burgos. In the middle for Hinson. Hinson turns upfield. Nato comes in to challenge. Ball across. Clevenger steals. Hudson Clevenger on the ball, carrying it to the far side. Deflected away by the Wildcats. Into possession for Burgos. Brandon Schumacher steps up to defend Ribbage. Drop back. Thomas is there to steal. Thomas looking at an option. Drops it back to Brandon Schumacher over to Ben. Nito comes up to win it on the drop. Back to Dole on the back line. Dole has time. Looking to send it through. Low ball. Chips through. Hamlin's there on the run. Wingo comes over in the box and is able to scoop it up. Dangerous ball by the Cougars. Just a little bit ahead of Hamlin's run. Wingo top spinning ball back into the middle. Clevenger's there to settle. Chipped away by number 3, Eberon. Back to Thomas in the middle. Over to Schumacher in the center circle. Drop back to Dole to reset. Challenge by Eberon. Dole's able to get back to it. Played to the near side. Hamlin wins the tuss with his chest. Good cut pass to Nito. Hamlin back to it. Cleared away by the Wildcats into the middle for Schumacher. Ben Schumacher wins the touch into space. Schumacher on the run. Gets into the top of the box. Takes the shot. And Wingo's there for the save.
Way to keep up the pressure, Wayne.
Wingo spins that ball back into the middle of the field.
Keep up the pressure.
Boney challenging. Played over the top. Dole's able to get there and clear it out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Wildcats. Noah Driscoll down to take the throw for the Wildcats here on the near side. Driscoll throw in. Schumacher's there, tries to clear it away. Rode plays it into the corner for Harris. Meningus is able to win it and clear it away. Challenge for the ball. And Nelson gets called for the foul as he was fighting for position. It'll be a free kick for the Wildcats. Number 20, Williams. Cade Williams taking the free kick for the Wildcats. Sent into the box. Meningus heads it away. Back into possession for Harris, but Meningus steals. Into the middle for Nelson. Nelson checking back, trying to turn. Defended by Blankenship. Drop back. All the way back to Wingo in the goal. Wingo cuts it back in the middle. Not a good ball as Thomas steals. Nelson takes the shot. And too far out. Goes out the end line. Goal kick for the Wildcats.
Watch short. Hustle.
Wingo with his left foot. Plays it short. Hamlin's there to steal. Plays it to Nelson in the middle. Nelson at the top of the box trying to set up a shot. Takes the shot. Wingo's there for the save. And he's able to get back on top of it. Wingo rolls it out this time over to the far side. Schumacher comes in on the challenge. Drop back to number 20, Williams. Played on the far side. Ben Schumacher coming to the challenge. Number 9, Ribbage. Plays it back to the middle, stolen by Clevenger. Clevenger tries to turn. Plays it up ahead to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher cuts it back and stolen away by Toa. Tio. I don't know what it is. Toe. Number 3 on the ball, Iberon. Gets into the box. Brandon Schumacher there to challenge. Carries it back wide in possession and loses out of bounds. Throw in for the Wildcats. "31 minutes remaining here in the first half. No score. Playing this Greenwood Classic at the Logan Rogersville soccer field. Ball thrown in. Brandon Schumacher gets the first touch. Won by Eberon on the end line. Schumacher defending. Boney comes in to steal. Boney in possession. Plays it wide to Thomas. Thomas back to Nito in the middle. Edgar Nito looking to send it up ahead for Nelson on the run. Nelson being defended on the far side. Plays it back into the middle for Hamlin. Bounces through. Hamlin at the top of the box. Has a touch. Cuts it back. Hamlin to Nito at the top. Ball's loose. Meningus has pushed up and he's in the box. Takes the shot in and over the goal. Goal kick for the Wildcats. Number 20, Williams. Cade Williams back to take the goal kick for the Wildcats. Driving ball to the far side. Brandon Schumacher comes up to challenge, able to win it. Stolen back by the Wildcats. Played to the far side for number 9, Ribbage. And loses out of bounds. Throw in for the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher there to take the throw. Down the line to Thomas. Thomas trying to shield. Cleared away by the Wildcats. One touch by Eberon. Over to Ribbage up ahead. Dole's there to clear. Dole to the near side. Hamlin gets a touch to settle down. Back into the middle for Nito. Played up ahead by number 2, Harros. 7, Road. Challenge with Dole. Dole, good slide tackle and wins it out, but it's be a corner kick for the Wildcats. Road taking the corner kick for the Wildcats. Clevenger on the back post, Dole on the near post. Played short. Sent across the backside, headed up in the air. Ben Schumacher there to clear it away. Thomas is on the far wing and can't get to it. Actually deflected by the Wildcats. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Thomas is there to take the throw. Up ahead to Schumacher. He's tried to turn. Ben Schumacher still on the ball, carries back across the middle, tries to play it through, deflected away. Nito's able to track back to win it. Carrying to the near side, being challenged by number 2, Harros. Nito still on the ball and gets called for the push.
Go right, Edgar.
Be a free kick for the Wildcats.
Good job, Edgar.
Harros plays it over the top. Road there on the ball. Meningus defending. Drop back as Meningus looks to shield. Plays it back in the middle. Foul called on the Wildcats. Will be a free kick for the Cougars. Meningus, good job shielding and drawing the foul. Dole takes the free kick for the Cougars. Drives it down the near side for Hamlin. Hamlin lets it run. Tries to get to it before it gets to the end line. And shielded by Noah Driscoll. Will be a goal kick for the Wildcats. Ruben Brake subbing in the game for the Cougars as Kason Hamlin gets a breather. Goal kick taken in the middle of the field. Good touchdown by number 11, Burgos. Over to Road. Meningus comes in with a good challenge. Up ahead to Brake. Brake plays it in the air into the middle. Williams there for the Wildcats. Plays it to the switch of the field. Ben Schumacher over to challenge. Is able to win it down. Schumacher keeps it in, plays it up to Thomas. Thomas looking to turn, drop back to Schumacher. Schumacher back to NATO, back to Schumacher on the one touch, but out of play, and throw in for the Wildcats. Quick throw into Harros. NATO steals. Back into the Wildcats' possession. Schumacher deflects it away, and it'll be a throw in for the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher there to take the throw. Drops it back to Dole. Quickly into the middle for Ben Schumacher. Drop to Justin Boney. Boney switching the field. Headed up in the air by number 24, Driscoll. Into the middle of the field, fighting for possession. Cleared out to the far side for Ribbage for the Wildcats, and back into the middle for Harros. Harros carrying, finds the connection with Ribbage on the far side. He's got some room in front. Dole comes up to challenge in the box. Ribbage gets past. Ball on the ground, and goal for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats score first, 1-0 lead. .25-44 left to play here in the first half. Restart of play. Ben Schumacher on the ball, plays it to the near side for Brake. Brake challenging with Driscoll. Brake makes a good touch to the sideline, still on the ball, drops back to Nelson. Nelson tracks back, looking to get an edge, turns it back to the middle. Nelson on the run, trying to create some space, cuts it back, slide tackle on the top. Schumacher comes in to challenge. Wildcats get it into possession. That's number 5, Tio. Brandon Schumacher comes up and wins the ball. Played over to Clevenger. Clevenger turning. Over to Brake on the near side. Brake down to the corner for Nelson. Nelson tracks it back. Still on the ball. Nelson with his left across the frame. Deflected by Driscoll into possession in the corner. And Driscoll sends it out of play. It'll be a throw-in on the touchline for the Cougars. Nelson there to take the throw. And Schumacher runs to Thomas. Cleared into the air. Meningus heads it high. Being challenged by Rode. Rode clips it back in the middle. And poked away. Still in play by the Wildcats. Clevenger into Nelson at the top. Nelson has a step. Tries to play it across to Thomas. Deflected. Nelson still on the ball. Loses his feet and cleared away by number 24, Driscoll. Meningus quickly into play. Clevenger takes the shot. Deflected. Thomas there in the box. Tries to turn. Thomas trying to get an angle on it. Drops to Nelson. Nelson with the shot. Deflected. And the ball stays in play. Wing goes able to get over to it.
Come on. Win the ball, Green. Keep moving.
Ball back into the middle of the field. That's Preston Driscoll. And out of play will be a throw for the Cougars. Ben Schumacher there to take the throw. Ball's loose at the top. NATO comes on the challenge. Cleared away by the Wildcats, but quickly back into the top. NATO over to Nelson. Stepped in, poked away. Clevenger on the ball. Clevenger tries to find Thomas. Stolen again by the Wildcats. Ball in the middle of the field. Brandon Schumacher comes up for the challenge, able to get possession, and draws the foul. Free kick for the Cougars. Dole takes the free kick, side spinning ball. Nelson's there. Nelson on a step. And out of bounds. Looks like it will be a corner kick for the Cougars. He's saying goal kick, but I'm not sure if he's saying goal kick instead of foul, because Nelson definitely wasn't close to that ball. Free kick for the Wildcats. That's Williams taking it to the far side. Brandon Schumacher steps up to win the ball. Still in play, and finally out of bounds. Cougars throw. Brandon Schumacher down to take the throw for the Cougars. Thank you. Into Ben. Ben back to Brandon. To Nelson. Nelson with his back to the goal, trying to turn. Cleared away by the Wildcats. Nelson still in possession. Resets back to Dole. Being challenged. Stolen away by Harrows. And another goal for the Wildcats. 21:50 left to play. And Wildcats lead 2-0. Just a misunderstanding of the speed of the grass there by Dole. Had plenty of time, but he was dropping back thinking the ball was going to get to him. Harris was able to run onto it and make the steal. All right, restart of play. Wildcats leading 2-0. Ball over to Ben Schumacher in the middle. To Nato. Nato holds, tries to get through, deflected away by Driscoll. Brandon Schumacher gets back to the ball. Schumacher on the run. Brandon all the way up ahead. Still fighting for it. Number 20, Williams, steps in and steals. Into the middle of the field, Boney steps up. Ball cleared away to Thomas on the far side. Realstone plays it ahead. Nangle's there. Lucas Nangle over to Meningus. Meningus with plenty of time. Plays it through to Brake. Brake chasing for the ball. Brake still fighting for it. That's number 1, Roark. And out of bounds will be a Cougars throw in down in the attacking third. Brake takes the throw into the box. Good throw. Williams is there for the Wildcats to steal. Nelson gets a deflection, gets it to Nato for the shot. But off the frame, it will be a goal kick for the Wildcats. Hudson Clevenger is subbed out of the game in the midfield. Brandon Schumacher's moved to that holding mid position as Lucas Nangle has moved to that left back. Williams plays it to the far side. Deflected back into Tio. Thomas in possession, looking to turn. Thomas into the top of the box. Still on the ball. Back heel to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher tries to cut it back, fighting for it at the top. Nato there. Wildcats trying to clear. Brake trying to get back to it. Roark for the Wildcats, carries back to the middle. Cleared away by Tio. That'll be a throw-in for the Wildcats. Iberon down the line for number 14, Ralston. Dole defending, comes in on the slide tackle and wins the ball out of bounds. It'll be a Wildcat throw. Thrown into the top, Brandon Schumacher there. Nangle's able to clear it away. Thomas chasing. Thomas with some room in the middle, being defended on the side. Thomas, good cut move to get back to some space. Working up ahead. Needs some support. Thomas cuts it back. Plays it over the top for Meningus on the run, but too heavy. And Wingo lets it run out of bounds. Goal kick for the Wildcats.
Hey, Green, talk to each other. Come on.
Thomas will take a break as Owen Horton checks in the game for the first time for the Cougars over on the left wing. Cade Williams back to take the goal kick for the Wildcats. Driving ball into the middle. Brandon Schumacher gets first touch, can't control it. Meningus back with ribbage. Meningus is able to win it. Back into the middle, just too heavy for Brake. Driscoll steps up, wins it back to ribbage. Down the line for Noah Driscoll on the run. Boney comes in and makes the tackle. And out of bounds will be a throw in on the touchline for the Wildcats. Jarrett Hinson there to take the throw for the Wildcats. Noah Driscoll subbing out. Thrown into the line and never made it in play. And it'll be a throw in for the Cougars. Meningus there for the throw. Into the middle for Horton. Horton plays it to Brandon Schumacher on the ground. Schumacher turning, drops it back to Meningus. Meningus into the middle, deflected away. Boney there. Boney plays it up ahead into the middle. Horton chases back for the ball. Number 3, Eberron is able to win it. Horton still fighting for it. And draws the foul. Will be a free kick for the Cougars. Ben Schumacher looking to take a quick free kick. Drives it over on the switch of the field. Touchdown by Hinson into the middle. Brandon Schumacher comes on the challenge. Horton challenging from behind. Tio's able to get it in the middle, stolen by Schumacher. Ben Schumacher fighting for possession. Nangle comes in to challenge. Lucas Nangle on the run. Played into the middle. Meningus able to clear it away. Horton chases back for the ball. Touched by Harros. Harros looking to turn to the edge. Horton defending. Drop back to Eberron. Nado's able to clear to the far side. Back into possession for the Wildcats. Lucas Nangle steals into the middle. Brandon to Ben. Ben to Nato. Edgar Nato over the top for Nelson on the run. Nelson gets there first. Breaks supporting. Played across the top. Nato chases. Nato tries to cut it back in. Knocked away by the Wildcats. Ben Schumacher's able to get to it. One touch to Brandon. Stolen away by the Wildcats in the middle of the field. Played over the top. Rhodes there. Meningus defending behind. Dole comes in to challenge. Ball sent across. Nangle's there first. And shields as Stewart's able to come up and play it. Stewart, high ball into the middle of the field. Ball into the box. Shot taken and goal scored. Wildcats lead 3-0. All right, restart of play. Wildcats leading 3-0. Drop back to Dole. Dole sends it through. Cleared away by Blankenship. Break there. Break up to Nelson. Nelson tries to turn. Williams is able to steal. Played it to the far side, being challenged for the ball with Schumacher and Driscoll. Ben Schumacher is able to win possession, looking to turn. And foul called on Ben Schumacher. Free kick for the Wildcats. Williams quick restart over the top. Dole steps in. Plays into the middle. Preston Driscoll fighting for possession. Brandon Schumacher is able to win it. Ball's loose in the middle. Brandon Schumacher still fighting for it. Number 7, Road there. Lucas Nangle steps up, wins the ball, and draws the foul. Free kick for the Cougars. Dole comes over to take the free kick. Ball to the near side, down the line for Brake. Brake gets a touch but can't keep it in. And a throw in for Wildcats. Throwing down the line to Road. Played into the middle. Boney steps up. Touched by Burgos. Back into the middle for Harros. Cleared away by Dole. Break's able to check back to win it in possession for Brandon Schumacher over the top for Nelson. Not enough on it. As number 13, Hinson's able to clear it away for the Wildcats. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Nelson over to take the throw. Up to Horton. Horton settles, looking to turn into the middle. Switch across the field to Schumacher. Ben Schumacher chases back, being defended by Burgos. And cleared away by the Wildcats. Throw in for the Cougars. Ball dropped back to Schumacher. He sends it across. Breaks there. And lets it go out of bounds. It'll be a throw for the Wildcats. Win it down there, guys. Throw in down the line. Brandon Schumacher wins it back to Break. Break across to Nelson. Back to Break. Break across the box. Ben Schumacher's there. Has a touch with some space. Takes a shot at three-toe. And Wingo's able to flex. Schumacher comes on the follow. Wildcats are able to clear it away. Horton comes in on the tackle. Sent back to the middle. Nato makes the touch into possession. And ruled out of bounds on the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Horton takes the throw down to the corner for Ben Schumacher. Drop back to Horton. Across the middle, nobody's there. Stolen away by number 5, Tio. Dole's able to win the battle at the back line. Holding the defender off, gets it wide at an angle. And foul called on the Wildcats. Will be a free kick. 11 minutes left to play here in the first half. Wildcats leading 3-0 on the Cougars. Dole setting up for the free kick. Plays a low ball in. Cleared away by the Wildcats. Throw for the Cougars in the attacking third on the far side. Horton there to take the throw. Has Schumacher on the run. Schumacher cuts it back. Tries to play it through. Nelson there to challenge. Nelson trying to get a turn. Loses his feet. Ball's in the middle. Into transition for the Wildcats. Played through. Dole there. Meningus able to shield. Meningus trying to turn it to the wide side. And foul called on the Wildcats. It will be a free kick for the Cougars. Dole sends the ball down the line. Bounces over everybody. Horton and number 6, Peterson, chase for it. Horton's able to get it on the end and tries to make a touch to the end line, but loses it out of play. It'll be a goal kick for the Wildcats. Cade Williams takes the restart out of the back. Touched in the middle. Schumacher steals. Heavy on the touch, and Williams steals it back. Back into the middle. Ben Schumacher's able to steal, looking to get into the box. Tackled by number 5, Tio. Cleared away by Williams to the far side. Brandon Schumacher chases back. Harris checks back. Plays it through, and Dole's there to clear. Over here to the near side as Brake tries to win it. Out of bounds on Hinson. Throw for the Cougars. 8:30 left to play in the first half. Cougars on the throw. Bennett Thomas. Up ahead to Nelson. Nelson touches it across. Deflected away by number 19, Blankenship. And a corner kick for the Cougars. Ben Schumacher coming over to take the corner. Schumacher driving ball in. Backside, dangerous spot. Cleared away by the Wildcats. Brandon Schumacher tracks back to win it. Over to Meningus. Stolen by the Wildcats into the middle of the field. Boney gets it back in, and it goes out the end-line. Goal kick again for the Wildcats. Restart a play on the short ball to Williams. He plays it up ahead, ball into the middle. Ribbage up to number 7, Road. Played through to Harros, takes the shot, and that's a goal for the Wildcats, 4-0 here in the first half. Seven minutes left to play here in the first. Restart a play, Boney back to Dole. Dole over the top. Nelson fighting for it. Williams heads it back into the middle. Number 19, Blankenship on the ground. Over to Teo to the far side for Driscoll. Driscoll down the line, connected to the Wildcats into the run. Ibaran on the ball. Stolen by Dole. Dole carrying down the far side. Wildcats able to repossess. Burgos on the ball, able to turn. Nangle steps in to win the challenge and plays it out of play. On the sideline will be a throw for the Wildcats. 3 subs checking in the game for the Wildcats. Wildcats in possession. Sent in. NATO's there. Plays it to Boney in the box. Boney has time, switches the field to the near side. Nobody over here for the Cougars. Blankenship comes over and plays it on the ground. Thomas comes in on the challenge and commits the foul on Rourke. Be a free kick for the Wildcats. Road across. Dole comes in on the tackle. Road gets through. Takes the shot off the post. Boney's able to clear it to the corner. Dole chases and out of bounds on the end line. It'll be a corner kick for the Wildcats. Road over to take the corner. High spinning ball into the backside. Ball goes over everyone. Meningus is there. Meningus touching down the line, being defended by Realstone. Wildcats able to win possession. That's Ribbage on the ball. Over to the near side for Rourke. Rourke to Road. Thomas defending in front. Road chips it over across. Stewart gets a hand on it. And number 11, Burgos, able to keep possession and score the goal. Wildcats up 5-0. Restart a play for the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher on the touch. Played through to Ben. Ben tries to chip it through to Boney. Boney back to the ball to Ben. Ben makes a touch into some space. Plays it through to Break. Slide tackle by Williams. Schumacher's able to get back to the ball and deflect it away. It'll be a throw for the Wildcats. Noah Driscoll there to take the throw. Ben Schumacher is able to win it. Up to Nelson. Leaves it for Boney. Boney drops to Brandon Schumacher. Schumacher through the middle. Cleared away by the Wildcats. One in the middle by Burgos into transition. Dole there. Makes a touch on the ground to Thomas. To Nato, cleared away. One by Preston Driscoll. Drop to Rourke. Brake comes in on the challenge. Ruben Brake gets the turn. And Noah Driscoll wins the ball off of Brake for the throw-in. Preston Driscoll to the ball. Brandon Schumacher clears it away. Williams in possession. Williams down the near side. Still carrying. Plays it into the middle. Boney's able to win the ball. Up to Meningus. Meningus gets pushed in the back. Able to keep the run. Meningus gets fouled at the top. And a good opportunity for the Cougars on the free kick. Take it, Ben.
Come on, Ben, have one.
2 minutes left to play. Nelson takes the quick restart. And the halftime whistle has been blown. I'm not sure what he was doing on his clock, but shaving some minutes there. We'll go to halftime. He probably didn't realize anyone was keeping a real clock. We'll put 10 minutes on the halftime clock and be back to start the second half. All right, we're back, ready to start the second half. Wildcats will take the kickoff. It is a 40-minute clock, but it's a 40-minute running clock. So it won't stop on goals. Hamlin back in the game for the Cougars. Also, Hudson Clevenger is checked back in the game. Grayson Kremrine also in the game as a left back for the Cougars. And we're back underway. Ball played ahead, goes out the end line, goal kick for the Cougars. A couple new players in the game for the Wildcats: Mendoza, number 17, and number 4, Holman. Stewart takes the free kick. Ben Schumacher touches it wide. Thomas over to the far side for Brake. Brake's able to keep it in, gets it to Thomas. Deflected away by number 3, Eberon, and it'll be a throw in for the Cougars on the far side. Thomas into Clevenger. Clevenger has some space. Leaves it for Dole. Dole pushing up ahead. Chipped over the top for Schumacher to run to. Williams is there, clears it away. Back in the middle of the field. Kremrine heads it into the air. And out of bounds, throw in for Wildcats number 3, Eberon, there to take the throw. Gets it up ahead to Harris. Harris gets a step, sends it across. Wildcats can't clean it up as Rode and number 4, Holman, were there. Break up ahead to Cason Hamlin. Cleared away by the Wildcats. Still in play. Thomas comes over to it. Thomas over the top for Hamlin on the run. Hamlin's able to get to it. Brandon Schumacher chase. He's able to make a turn. Schumacher into the middle. Across to his brother Ben. Ben lets it run. Tries to get it back. Back to Brandon. Over to Clevenger and cleared away by Williams without a shot attempt. Eberon on the ball in the midfield for the Wildcats. Dole defending. Chipped over the top. Meningus is there. And Stewart comes up off his line to grab it. Side spinning ball into the middle of the field. Schumacher gets a touch into the air. Headed over by Theo. How do you say his name again? Theo? Tayo, okay. Thank you. Kremrine plays. Eberon on the ball, plays it through. Meningus is there. Back with his left in the middle of the field. Eberon back to the ball. Clevenger is able to win it. Leaves it for Schumacher. Ben Schumacher with space. Plays it over the top for his brother Brandon on the run. Chipped away by Tio. And out of play. Kremrine there for the throw. Over to Brandon Schumacher. Tries to play it through. Cleared away again by Tio. Tao. Clevenger to Ben Schumacher on the run. Gets a touch. Williams is there. Schumacher still on it. Drops it back to Brandon. Brandon cuts it through. Deflected into the box. Blankenship there. Clears it back into the middle. Clevenger steps in. Dole's there at the top. Looking to shield. Stolen away by Eberon. Hamlin steps into challenge. Hamlin gets the ball. Deflected off of Blankenship at the top, and Williams is able to clear with his left to the far side. Into an attack for Holman. Thomas is able to win it. Ben Schumacher checks the ball in the middle, one touch to Dole. Dole tries to give it back to him. Thomas back to the ball, gives it back to Dole. Dole in the middle for Ben Schumacher, one touch to Clevenger up ahead. Clevenger holds, makes the run across the field, finds Ben on the turn. Challenge comes, and cleared away by Blankenship. Mendoza to Harros. Up ahead for Road. Meninga is able to come in and win the challenge and clear it away. Holman on the ball, back into the middle. Over to Eberon. He sets up the strike, and Stewart's there to make the save. Stewart top spinning ball in the middle. Headed down by Tao. Ben Schumacher wins it, plays it through for Hamlin. Jason Hamlin on the run. Williams is there first. Gets a touch to the wide side. Ruben Brake to the ball. Brake back into the middle. Brandon Schumacher there to check. Looks for Ben on the back heel. Deflected away by the Wildcats. Clevenger there. Over to Brake to reset. Brake back to Ben. Ben gets a touch. Has to stop. Drops it to Clevenger. Clevenger with some space at the top. Takes it with his left. And Wingo there to make the save for the Wildcats. Good possession for the Cougars in the attacking third to get a shot on goal. Wingo, big punt.
Out.
Won first by Harros. Crumrine back to challenge. Harros sends it across, deflected by Crumrine, and Stewart's able to come up and scoop it up. Low ball here to the near side. Schumacher first to touch. Brandon through to Clevenger. Hudson Clevenger on the ball. Nice move. On the ground to Dole. Dole carrying across. Chips it over the top. And too heavy, goes out of bounds, throwing for the Wildcats. A couple subs at the line for the Wildcats to check in.
Looking good, Green. Come on.
Mendoza and Holman check out. As Burgos and number 9, Ribbage, are back in the game for the Wildcats.
Got it, buddy.
Connor Perry has also subbed in the game for the Cougars in the goal, as Stewart will sub off. Dole wins the battle. Into possession over the top for Schumacher. Brandon Schumacher on the ball, takes the strike, cleared away by the Wildcats.
Front of the ball, Casey.
And corner kick for the Cougars.
Let's put one in there. Put one in the goal. Come on, chip it in there, Ben. Somebody put one in.
Ben Schumacher takes the ball way too far. Thomas comes in, makes the tackle, and out of bounds, thrown for the Wildcats. Burgos on the ball. Dole trying to win the challenge. Burgos has space. Plays the through ball. Road lets it run. Crumrine, good defending on Ribbage. Crumrine into the corner and plays it out of bounds, throwing for the Wildcats in the final third. Thrown into the top, headed up in the air by Harros. Played across the frame, and Connor Perry is able to scoop it up in the box. Perry top spin ball into the middle. Brandon Schumacher there, fighting for possession. Hamlin comes back, and Schumacher draws the foul. Free kick for the Cougars. Dole comes up to take the free kick. Find feet. Dole sends it over the top and all the way into the goal for Wingo. Ball play across the near side for Eberon. Ben Schumacher gets a touch on it, falls to number 2, Harros. Back to Ribbage. Wildcats switch the field over to the far side for Rode. Rode sends it across. Meningus is there to clear. Up to Ben Schumacher with space in front. Schumacher 1 touches. Over to Dole. Williams comes in on the tackle. Touched wide to Burgos. Burgos carrying across the frame, takes the shot, and sends it over the goal. Goal kick for the Cougars. William Nelson back in the game as Crumrine takes a break. Brandon Schumacher will switch back to the left back position. Free kick up to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher on the run into the middle and draws the foul.
Drop one in. Come on, drop one into space here. Let's go.
Push up, Brandon. Push up, Brandon. Brandon, push up. Cleared away by Williams. Nelson tracks back to win it. Fight for the ball. Chipped over the top. Up to Ribbage. Boney's there to clear. Brandon Schumacher to the ball. Chipped away by number 9, Ribbage. Dole back to the ball. Sent across the middle. Touched by Hinson. Ebron on the ball, stolen back by Clevenger. Fine feet! Chipped over the top to Break. Break swings and misses. Clevenger keeps it in. Clevenger carrying down the line, looking to get to the edge. Across the box. Sent into Nelson. Nelson gets the right foot on it, but not a clean touch, and goes out the sideline. And throw in for the Wildcats down in the defensive third. Let's go, guys. It's a throw-in. Ball thrown into the middle to number 5, Tau. Ben Schumacher steals. Gets it over to Clevenger. Clevenger to Break. Break to Schumacher at the top. Drop back to Clevenger. Over to Break. Break cuts it back. Trying to get to the edge. Cuts it back into the middle. Drop to Clevenger. Clevenger tracks back for it. Clevenger still on the ball. Drops to Thomas. On the ground to Hamlin. Hamlin trying to turn. Stolen by Blankenship. Down the line, Thomas back to it. Thomas finds some space. Williams steps up. Hamlin gets a touch over to Nelson. Nelson to Dole on the connection. Tackled by Williams. Nelson back to the ball. Nelson has some space, takes a shot, but sends it over the goal.
All right, it's all right.
And goal kick for Wildcats.
All right. Way to control the game. Way to control the game, Green. Let's go. Come on.
Wingo there to take the goal kick. Williams is limping. Cade Williams standing there next to it. Ball to the far side for Hinson. Over to Blankenship. Chip to the near side. Ribbage, good touchdown. Into the middle of the field. Clevenger riding him, trying to win possession. And Clevenger gets called for the foul. Free kick for the Wildcats.
That way. They're running side by side. What in the world's call is that? running side by side the whole way.
All right, free kick for the Wildcats. Got a disgruntled parent on the sideline, can't control his anger. Sent over the top into the box. And goal kick for the Cougars. Dole takes a seat. He's gonna, not sure what happened to Dole, but he's limping off. Lucas Nangle checking in for him. Connor Perry is going to give it over to Thomas for the goal kick. Restart a play.
Win this ball, Green.
Thomas into the middle of the field. Schumacher there, first to touch. Schumacher able to turn. Plays it into the middle. Blankenship steps. Into possession for Burgos. Burgos down the far side. Thomas steps up, wins the ball. Thomas back to Ben. Schumacher carrying across with room in front. Plays it to the near side for Nelson, and Wind holds it up. Spins out of bounds, throwing for the Wildcats. Throw into Preston Driscoll. Schumacher comes in and wins it. Brandon Schumacher across the middle for Hamlin. Drop to break in possession. Break through to Hamlin to chase. And foul called on Hamlin. Free kick for the Wildcats. Played up ahead and Angle steals. Over to Break. Break cuts it back to the middle. Gives it to Nelson. Nelson chasing for it. Noah Driscoll defending. Nelson gets a step to the edge. Holds up play. Chip back to Hamlin. Hamlin comes in on the challenge. And
Guys,
foul.
take your time on this and make a good play here.
Foul called on the Wildcats. Will be a free kick for the Cougars.
You ready, Justin?
Hudson Clevenger there to take the free kick. Brandon, it's going to come out the middle. You have to tuck in. Tuck in.
You ready? Follow it in, Green.
Clevenger, good shot on goal, and he scores.
Go hard. Good shot, hard.
Cougars on the board, 5-1 the score, 22 minutes left to play.
I thought he was having a appendicitis. Way to go, dude. Woo! Let's do it.
Restart a play. Horton in the game for the Cougars. Challenge for the ball in the middle. Clevenger steps in and wins it. Ribbage plays it ahead for number 11, Burgos. Cleared away by Meningus. Break there first. Sends it into the air. Down on the ground by the Wildcats. Nangle comes in to steal. So I was able to stay on it. And cleared away by
We'll take it, Justin. Way to keep it out.
Boney, and throw in for the Wildcats. Number 7, Road there to take the throw. He's going to leave it for Harros.
I'll take 3.
Ball thrown into the box. Is that guy not offside? Thomas comes in and wins the challenge. Sent over the top. Horton challenging for the ball. He gets a touch on it. Owen Horton out on the run. Being challenged by Driscoll. Noah Driscoll defending. Owen Horton on the ball. Makes the turn into the box. Gets the edge. Williams comes in to defend. Still in play. Horton drops it back to Nelson. Nelson looking for a connection. Clevenger on the run. And Nelson commits the foul. Free kick for the Wildcats.
All the way back there. It's 10 yards back.
Williams takes the quick start and throw in for the Cougars.
Where's the throw in, sir?
Nelson taking the throw in. Big throw up ahead. Schumacher gets the first touch. Cleared away by Noah Driscoll. Back in the middle of the field, Thomas is there. Settles it down, has a challenge coming from behind, gets it wide to Break. Break checks back, sends it to Thomas, but in the air. Stolen by the Wildcats. Nangle steps in to win it. Chips it back in as number 7, Rhodes steals. Thomas comes in on the challenge. Rhodes able to cut it across. Brandon Schumacher comes up to challenge. Meningus is there. Nixon Meningus up to Nelson.
Line, stay line, Owen.
Nelson gets the touch on the line, but loses it out of bounds. And throw in for the Wildcats. Quick throw. Under 19 to play. 5-1 the score. Nangle checking out as Gavin Dole subs back in the game for the Cougars. Blankenship takes the throw up ahead. Boney's there.
Out.
Shielding for Perry. Good communication by Connor Perry. He comes out to win the ball.
Watch your line. Good, Connor.
Perry punts it away. Blankenship gets a step but can't control it. Horton on the ball over to Dole. Dole chips over the top for Schumacher on the run. Schumacher fighting for position. Then Schumacher chests it down, plays it through on the ground to Nelson. Nelson checks back, looking at an option, and the Wildcats are able to clear all the way into the middle for Clevenger. Clevenger sends it back in. Owen Horton's there. Williams defending. Nelson comes on the challenge. Nelson's still fighting for it. Williams able to win the battle. Over to the near side. Ribbage sends it through. That's Burgos on the ball, plays the through ball. Number 3, Eberon, and can't get it turned. Goal kick for the Cougars. Thomas back to take the goal kick. Thomas low ball, deflected away. Boney gets a header down, but into possession for the Wildcats. That's Eberon, takes the shot, and Perry makes the nice save on the bounce. Perry top spinning ball to the near side. Nelson's there. Being defended by Blankenship. Nelson's able to get a step into the middle. Nelson still on the ball, carrying across. Looking at an option, looking for a connection. Nelson takes the shot and can't get it on frame.
All right.
Goal kick for the Wildcats. Williams back to take the kick. Williams over to Driscoll. Driscoll dropped to the goalie. Horton challenges. Wingo clears it away. Schumacher and Ribbage fight for possession. Ribbage sends it back to the middle. Dole there. Dole switching the field over to Break. Break chipping it to Schumacher on the run. Schumacher's got a step into the box and cleared away by Burgos. Throw in for the Cougars. Then Schumacher quick throw into Break. Ruben Break on the ball. Back to Ben Schumacher. And miscommunication there. Wildcats are able to knock it away. Break sends it into Horton. Drop back to Schumacher. Break tries to keep it in. Goes out the end line. And goal kick for the Wildcats. "15 minutes to play. Williams sends it into the middle of the field. Boney is able to clear. Break trying to keep it in. Wins it down with his chest. Break loses his feet, able to get back to it. Sends it across. Nelson comes in to challenge. Preston Driscoll clears it to the near side. Be a throw for the Cougars. Dole there for the quick throw. Plays it down the line for Horton on the run. Preston Driscoll defending Horton. Good chip back to Dole. Blankenship comes in and clears the way, but Nelson's right there. Up to Clevenger. Clevenger at the top. Takes the shot. And just off the frame, goal kick for the Wildcats. Actually, deflection will be a corner kick for the Cougars. Gavin Dole to take the corner. Ball into the top. Nelson's there, heads it into the air. Ribbage there for the Wildcats. Clevenger comes over to pressure. Ribbage gets a touchdown on the line. Clevenger steals, keeps it in. Clevenger still on the ball, fighting for possession. Ribbage steps in, goes to the ground, and Clevenger gets called for the foul. Williams there to take the free kick. Sent down the line. Headed in by Harrows. Cleared away by Meningas. Boney sends it high in the air. In trouble. Schumacher's able to clear out of the box. Over to Break. Break settles down. Stolen by Tao. To Ebron. Across the box. In possession by Harrows. Shot deflected, and Perry's able to get on top of it.
Jump, Connor. Jump on it.
Connor Perry into the middle of the field. Stolen by the Wildcats. Thomas is able to shield, win the ball. Stolen back by the Wildcats at the top. Shot, and goes wide of the frame. Goal kick Cougars. "12 minutes to play. 12. 40-minute running clock. Connor Perry back to take the goal kick for the Cougars. Driscoll gets it wide. Thomas comes in and steals. Up to Horton. Horton looking to turn. Stolen back by the Wildcats. Nelson gets a touch. Rourke on the ball. Horton comes back to challenge. And out of bounds. Out of bounds and throwing for the Cougars. Edgar Nito subbing back in the game for Clevenger. Also in the game for the Wildcats is Silas Austin in the goal. Restart a play. Dole to take the throw in. Finds Horton. Horton trying to turn. Back into the middle of the field, and foul called on the Wildcats on the push. It'll be a free kick for the Cougars.
Set it up. Slow down and set it up. Make it worth it.
Dole sends the ball in. Dangerous ball, and nobody touches it somehow. Shielding as Nelson comes in to challenge. And a goal kick for the Wildcats. Williams sends it back into the middle of the field. Thomas is there, fighting for possession, bounces over as Rode wins it. Thomas tracking back to defend. Rode cuts it across, deflected by Thomas. Meningus there to clear off of Thomas, I believe, as Rode challenges to the corner. Rode's able to win it, coming on the end line, sends it across, and Perry's there to save. Connor Perry punts it to the far side, out of bounds, and throw in for the Wildcats. I'm not sure what the call is. Dole takes the free kick. Touched by Blankenship. Played down the line. Ebron on the run. Boney makes a nice tackle and results in a corner kick for the Wildcats. Diego Ebron on the corner. High ball in. Perry jumps up and knocks it away. Back to Ebron. Sends it in. Chipped away. And goal kick is the end result. Hudson Clevenger checking back in the game for the Cougars. Clevenger dealing with a back issue, struggling to get back on. Subbing in for Horton. Dole back to take the goal kick. Good ball into the middle of the field. Nelson's there, being defended by Blankenship. Nelson lets it bounce over, gets into possession. Nelson one-on-one and loses his feet. Stolen back by the Wildcats. Nelson back to the ball. Over to Dole. Dole sends it to Nelson. Williams there to defend. Nelson gets a touch into the box. Dangerous ball. And Austin in the goal is able to pick it up for the Wildcats. Austin punts away, side spinning ball, bouncing in the middle. Rode and Thomas fight for possession. Thomas clears it away to the far side, might stay in. And squeaks out of bounds, throwing for the Wildcats. Rourke on the ball, stolen by Thomas. Into the middle, Clevenger chases back. Williams takes the step, plays it through. Brandon Schumacher on the ball. Schumacher fighting for possession. He's able to get it through. Back to Preston Driscoll. Played to the near side, out of bounds, throwing for the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher there to take the throw. Schumacher up ahead to Clevenger. Clevenger keeps it in. Makes the turn. Takes the shot. Good strike. And just wide of the frame. Goal kick for the Wildcats. 6:30 to play. Cade Williams back to take the goal kick for the Wildcats. Number 12, Jackson Winfrey subbing in the game for the Wildcats also. Ball in the middle of the field. Meningus gets a touch. Mendoza chasing. Challenge on the ball with Rillstone. Meningus able to win it. Meningus plays it through, deflected away. Dole comes in for the challenge. Ball's loose. Preston Driscoll on the ball. Gets a touch into the box. Takes the shot, far post. And goes wide of the frame. Goal kick, Cougars. Connor Perry back to take the kick. Cougars have no shape in the defensive line. Mendoza gets the first touch. Schumacher's able to clear. You might want to practice that if you're watching this back on tape. It is good to practice gameplay. Nelson gets a touch to Blankenship. Nelson's able to send it over the top. Dole chases as Williams tracks back. Plays it back to Austin in the box. Austin one touch wide. It's off the mark as Blankenship chases over to keep it in. Blankenship's able to keep it in. Plays it back up to number 14. That's Realstone. Nelson steals. Good ball into Horton. Horton gets a touch into the top. Blankenship steps in to steal. Preston Driscoll chips it away. Clevenger comes back to win it. And foul called on the Wildcats. Free kick for the Cougars.
Put it in, Hud. Put it in. Green, follow. Follow, Green. Come on.
Clevenger there to take the free kick. Takes a low ball in. Austin scoops it up and makes the save. Austin punts in the middle of the field. Bounces through, and Meningus is there, chips it back in, and right into Brandon Schumacher's arm. Free kick for the Wildcats.
You got it, Connor. You ready, buddy?
Williams on the free kick from about 45 out. Ben Schumacher there clears it away. Back into Holman, stolen by Horton. Horton out on the run. Touch to the wide side. And Horton can't keep it in. Throwing for the Wildcats. 2:45 to play. Ball played across. Dole steals. Actually rolls over. Mendoza there. Back into the middle for Driscoll. Ben Schumacher steals the ball and draws the foul. Free kick for the Cougars. Dole over the top. Horton chasing. Number 4, Holman there to defend. Horton's able to win it down. Over the far side. Horton tracking back, drops it back to Ben Schumacher on the ball. Preston Driscoll steps in to steal. Driscoll plays it up ahead to Rourke. Ben Schumacher chases back to win it, gets a touch on the ball. Wins it into possession over the top for Horton to chase. Horton into the box. Cuts it back across. Dangerous ball. Nelson there to try to win it. Blankenship clears it away. Into the run for Realstone and cleared away, throwing for the Cougars.
Look at Kevin.
Nelson looking to take the throw. Finds Schumacher at the top. Schumacher looking to set up a shot and doesn't get enough on it. Rolls into Austin, to Silas Austin in the box. Austin punts it away to the near side. Mendoza and Schumacher there to challenge, out of bounds, throw in for the Cougars. Gavin Dole down to take the throw. Dole up to Nelson. Blankenship steps in and win the ball. Cleared up top to number 12. That's Winfrey. Over to Preston Driscoll. Driscoll looking for an option, plays it wide to Rourke. Rourke being defended by Thomas. Thomas steps in. Horton tries to clear. Driscoll denies it. Nato checks back to the ball and wins it. Nato on the turn, dribbling through. Nito with his left finds Nelson. Nelson being defended by Blankenship. Blankenship's able to win it. Blankenship continues the run. And finally drops back to Rourke in the midfield. Schumacher comes on the challenge. Clevenger steps through, gets the touch. Clevenger on the run. Trying to find an option. Push up, Brandon. Keep pushing, Brandon. Keep pushing up. Clevenger still on the ball, carrying across. Gets an angle for a shot and sends it over. And that's the game. Final score, Wildcats 5, New Heights 1. That puts us in the consolation game at 1 p.m. versus the winner of the Greenwood Aurora game going on right now. We'll be back here at this field. We'll be back with the stream at 1. Thank you all for tuning in.